Hey everyone, I'm Joanna and this is Kyle. We're here at the BTOO Open and this is our connection class for our fundamentals.
Right, so starting off we did what we called the genie drill. Right, so Joanna here is the follower, threw her arms up like a genie. What we did is, I as the leader presented Joanna with a direction for momentum. Right? From here, what this drill kind of exemplifies, there we go, is the motion and momentum of West Coast swing. So I, as the leader going through this, want to make gradual contact with the follower. Right? I don't want to be a brick wall, and I want to manage the follower's momentum moving up and down the slot.
From the follower's point of view, I want to make sure that I'm continuing the step that I've already started. So when I get this intention from Kyle that I'm changing direction, I'm still going to finish continuing my weight change back before I change, so it's not like a brick wall within that connection. I'm always going through to the step that I was intending and finishing that the same way as I would in West Coast swing.
Right. Furthermore, we evolved this drill a little bit by adding some sort of rotation or a pivot. As a leader, I did a little loop-de-loop. I explained it as rotating a vacuum, for those of us who still use those, right? Where you draw it in, sorry, I pulled you over there, right? Going from there, we took the hand hold down to a more standard West Coast swing hold, and we did kind of the same thing where you could start moving, right, and set up a block. You could release and give a side, and now we have something that resembles the dance a little bit more. Last but not least, we broke down kind of the momentum of the whip before going into the footwork itself. So with the whip, we took it into a couple stages. The first being continuing the genie drill with this handhold and allowing the follower to continue past. And then we upgraded that to going over and catching the back. And then from here, we did the same thing where we caught the back. But instead now we rotated across, pivoting the follower again to send her back down the slot.
We didn't really worry about footwork at the beginning. We just worried about taking steps. So it was a lot of walks and a lot of just steps, and we weren't really worrying about what my West Coast swing footwork was. We're just trying to get the intent of the direction before we added actual West Coast swing footwork to it.
Right, and then last but not least, we broke down the footwork a little bit. Right, so for the leaders, we talked about the one having two purposes, both the directional intent for the followers, but also setting up the lead through two. So as I start my one, we talked about the one having a backward step that ends sideways, diagonally out of the slot. So we take our one here. From there we talked about two collecting underneath the head. So while this is a cross step, I'm not actively stepping forward, I'm collecting underneath me to help shape the body. From here we took our three and, keeping the head weight predominantly over the right foot. Sorry, I didn't lead you through two, there we go. Three and then I talked about stepping four across with the open angle. Now this is a preference, it's not mandatory, whereas most people like to land more square. I prefer to go straight across the slot while shaping up to my partner. From here we would pivot on that left foot, rotating the body to send the follower back for 5. 6 is into the slot, the same type of step as a 4 in any side pass, finishing it off with a triple step.
So when we put that up to speed and we have the actual lead into it, for the followers, we're waiting for the lead to rotate us. Our back together, our forward happens as the leader is stepping across the slot, and it's actually the leader pulling us onto that step. We're not just going into it, we're really waiting for that lead to happen.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Thank you folks, we'll see you next time.